second floor. I can't show you. Okay.
We're here at the Margaret Mitchell House listening to Christina Enriquez in her new book, The Book of Unknown Americans. I was going to say Enriquez. It is pronounced Enriquez, but it's got
Then we're
the
going to go outside to see
We're going to go
that.
outside and take a little tour of the Margaret Mitchell House. Margaret Mitchell House is located on 10th and Peachtree, which is known as Midtown Atlanta. Thank y'all.
This is a little reception area they have. We just went to book lecture. Thank you. Good seeing you. What did they do? What did you do with those photographs that were here?
They're storage.
Oh, okay. Long as
The exhibit that was in here is a.
no, those old the writers there, all the pictures of the great writers that were there.
That was before.
Yeah.
Long
When
time
this wall
ago.
wasn't here, that was kind of old timer.
Many years ago.
As long as they're not in a closet somewhere.
No. If
in the
it
closet
was an
someplace.
original or anything like that, that went back into our archives at the Atlanta History
They're in
Center.
a closet somewhere. All right.
We did have an exhibit, so something will
Okay.
be put back.
Thank you. All right. So now we know. So this is the Margaret Mitchell House.
So
Where
across the street, you can see the Federal Reserve. We're the Southern Federal Reserve. The base is in Jacksonville, but this is the Atlanta Reserve. So we're actually at 10th and Peachtree.
make sure I draw them better. Okay.
We're actually at 10th and Peachtree, so we're at what's known as Midtown Atlanta. So if we head in, I guess, that direction is North Avenue, downtown Atlanta, Georgia Tech, the Fox Theater. If we go on up a ways here, you've got the Lowe's Hotel, you've got the High Museum, Symphony, things of that nature. It's a nice little community we're in.
This area is called Midtown. It's kind of the hip part of Atlanta right now, Midtown Atlanta. This is actually was rebuilt. It's not the actual original house. Tell me a little bit about the house.
Well, actually, the house actually has been moved back. It was a little closer to Peachtree Street, but during one of the expansions of Peachtree Street, they moved the house back. Back during the Olympics in 1996, some funding came about to rebuild the house, fix the house up for the '96 Olympics. But unfortunately, there was a fire right before the Olympics, and they had already started some of the renovations. The house actually burned, and they lost a large portion of the roof of the structure. But they have since refunded it, recreated it, so it's supposed to be like it was when Margaret Mitchell lived here. She wrote portions of Gone with the Wind. There's just a few artifacts that are actually hers because she lived with her husband and they didn't move around. So this was just one of her temporary places that she lived.
And this was a boarding house. They called this place the dump.
And it was like a row, and it was like some row houses. So there was, you can imagine at that time, 5 or 10 of these in a row. And it was subdivided into apartments.
And they called this house the dump.
These are all the structures too, compared to our new apartments, new homes.
New construction there. Some high rises. We can show you that's the Atlanta Federal Reserve there across the street.
Margaret Mitchell Ants.
Margaret Mitchell Ants. Old Southern porch. We'll go inside the vet, kind of give you a view of the outside. So let me know where you're watching from. We're in Atlanta, Georgia, looking at the Margaret Mitchell house. Margaret Mitchell, as you know, wrote Gone with the Wind. So this is the house that she used to live in. But she actually had an apartment here. She didn't live in the house as a house. They called it the dump when she lived here. So there's a thing, Margaret Mitchell House. Restoration. Air conditioning is not here. Looks like someone's our book donation. There's the house. So there's Lowe's Grand when they had the photographs on the wall. City of Atlanta. This is Margaret Mitchell with Clark Gable. This was to meet, Clark Gable was actually to meet Margaret Mitchell, and he had a private audience with her at the Piedmont Driving Club. And Margaret Mitchell said, "Isn't he grand? Just what I expected." Women's Breast Club. The parade. Pity Pat. Old copy of newspapers, 1939. Scarlett O'Hara, Vivian Lee. Is your apartment open? A lot of different artifacts here on the wall. There's a letter from Hattie McDaniel. Junior League Ball. So let me know how the sound is, and let me know where you're watching from. If you enjoy this broadcast, give me some hearts. Now we go downstairs to where her apartment was. That's her apartment right there. It looks like the apartment's not open right now, but that's Mr. and Mrs. John Marsh. So anyway, so the little boxes. Then we go to the.
This is interesting because
Right,
of
right.
his reaction to
Right.
people that will live.
Exactly.
Wait, see this.
Thanks to the release of the posting.
Like, I don't know what that is. I don't know. I know why you want to read it.
And I don't want to read trashy romance stuff either. I'm like, well, I mean, I know that.
Well,
I just Columbia.
right.
Yeah.
Because my grandmother was born in Columbia.
Typewriter. Oil. So it says there she wrote, Margaret Mitchell wrote 1,037 pages of Gone with the Wind on the Remington typewriter. Christopher Shaw was credited with the invention of the first practical typewriter marked by Remington. Today the keyboard remains the same. So she used Remington, but this is just a artifact. So they have the original one at the public library. There's the one, number 5. Laura Mitchell, 3rd floor, back office. So you should be a reporter for the Atlanta paper. So any questions, anything you want to see, let me know. Thanks for watching.